Okay, so what I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to give you guys a quick demonstration as to how to really dig deep into a campaign to find winning elements that can improve your general EPC, improve your ROI, and help you make more money from your advertising. So basically, here's the campaign that I'm running, and you can see that the overall ROI for the campaign is 45.71%. And what I want to do is I want to show you guys how you can go deeper into your campaign and extract more profitable elements and dig out for the non-profitable elements that are killing your EPC and your ROI. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you the operating systems. So I'll just pull that up. And you can see there's iOS and there's Android. Now what we can see is that Android, right, iOS and Android is bringing us the most of our traffic. Then we have all of these smaller phones, but I really just kind of focus on iOS and Android. So you can see that Android has the highest EPC of 0.138 cents, okay, so 13 cents pretty much, and iOS has 11 cents EPC. So what we could do is we could start to, if the traffic source permits us, we could actually just try and target Android because it's generating us the highest EPC. And also what you could do is you could drill down to stuff like ISPs and carriers, which can have a very, very big difference to your campaign. So ISPs and carriers, and you can see there's all of these different ISPs and carriers that we're targeting on this specific traffic network. Now, you can see that there's some that really produce us a decent amount of money. So for example, Virgin Media, we can see that EPC is 15 cents with Virgin Media. We spent a decent amount, and the revenue that we've been able to make has been $1,328, profited $587. So this could be a specific ISP that we might want to target. Sky Broadband, another one that we generated $1,249. Okay, so these kind of things I would classify as like green light situations. So I'll try and put these into its own campaign and try and ramp up my bids to try and get more traffic from Virgin Broadband and Sky Broadband, especially because if I pull up the cost for this specific ISP or carrier, you can see that we spent a decent amount on each of these carriers. So $700 is quite significant for this type of payout of an offer. So here, BT, I'll consider BT as maybe like an amber light situation. So I'll try and lower my bids a little bit to try and improve the cost that I'm paying for the traffic. But you can see it's pretty much breaking even. Then we have stuff like TalkTalk, which is doing very, very well, has 19 cents EPC. And the amount that we're actually paying for traffic, I believe, let me see. Let me open it up real quick. So TalkTalk, for example, we're paying 0.085 cents per traffic, and our EPC is 19 cents, so that's very, very good. Tiscali, UK Limited, paying 0.085 cents for traffic, and our EPC is 19 cents, which is very, very good. Here I'll consider this like maybe another amber light situation. So I might put this into the same campaign, Orange and BT into the same campaign, and lower my bids a little bit. Then we have some carriers that are just killing us. So for example, BUN Limited, okay? We spent $123 on this, and then we generated $0, okay? So this is kind of like a very, very big red light situation, and I can see that it's not making us money at all. So I definitely don't want to be running this carrier for too long. So I'll definitely try and pause this carrier, okay? And I mean, some of these other carriers as well, I might let this run still because, I mean, we've only spent like $38, $33 on these other carriers. So I'll kind of break it up into campaigns. So I have one campaign that has my clear winners, the green lights, and maybe even try and ramp up my bids with the green light scenarios carriers. And I might have another campaign that might be all my amber light situations. So for example, like BT, Orange Home UK, I'll put that into another campaign and just target those carriers. And the third set is just a set of me just trying to find some more winning carriers if possible by letting everything run, okay, and just excluding out the red light situations. So I'll still let this main campaign run, and then I'll just pause stuff like B Unlimited, right, if it does permit me to pause this specific carrier on a traffic network. Then what I'll try and do is I'll try and look for other places that I can target Virgin Media traffic, Sky Broadband traffic, TalkTalk traffic, Tiscali traffic, and try and scale up my campaigns by targeting these specific carriers on other websites, because then it might just work and it might allow me to just basically scale up my campaigns. Okay, so this is basically covering my kind of mindset when it comes to bidding, when it comes to digging deep into a campaign. And again, I kind of separate my things into three sets of campaign. One thing is where everything is running, just to gather a lot of data. And I just pause out the red light situations if possible. Another campaign has the amber light situations, or the amber light specific variables, but a lower cost per click or CPM. Okay, so I just basically decrease my bid for stuff like Orange Home UK and BT, and hopefully I can just make up. I won't have as much volume, but I have higher ROI. And the last situation is the things that I can see are clear winners, like Virgin Media, Sky Broadband, TalkTalk, Tiscali. So, for example, on this specific, let me actually just do an example with you guys. So, for example, you can see that I just, on this specific traffic network, I chose ISP targeting, target specific ISPs, and I'm targeting the United Kingdom TalkTalk. So, I'm targeting Virgin Media, right here, Sky Broadband, right here, TalkTalk, which is right here, Tiscali. I'm gonna target right now. Tiscali. See if it has it right there. And haven't really spent too much here on PlusNet Technologies. So I mean, it's not really too significant, okay? But I mean, these ones are pretty much solid winners that I can see from my campaign, and I pretty much just target these carriers into one specific campaign, and I continue about my business with the other specific like amber light situations, and just try and ramp up with as much traffic as possible from these specific carriers that I can see are winning. So that's basically my mindset when it comes to optimization. And I can do this with, again, not only the carriers, but operating systems. You could do it with like loads of variables within your campaign. Okay, so just be creative with it. And if you follow this process, you should be good to go. Okay, so it's your boy, Mr. Opulent. I'm going to see you guys on the next video.
Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to show you guys exactly what happened after we was able to narrow down our targeting and really just focus on the carriers that were performing well for us. So you can see that this is the same campaign, and you can see that our EPC across board was about 11 cents, or just under 12 cents, okay? And the ROI for the campaign was 32.11%. So let me just pull up EPC, so you can see this right now. You can see that our EPC was about 12 cents, ROI was about 32.11%. Okay, so if you guys remember, what we did is we went into our traffic network and we narrowed in on the targeting. So what's happened now is, let me show you guys. If I go to like yesterday, if you can see yesterday, our EPC, right, after we narrowed down our targeting, it jumped up from about 12 cents to 20 cents, okay? And that's because we just focused on the carriers that were performing well for us. And again, like this is the same metrics. I mean, one of our banners, I mean, it was able to have an EPC of 29 cents, okay? And we're only paying 9 cents for traffic. So that's very, very good. And I mean, this is what happens when you focus down and really drill down into your campaign and don't just see a losing campaign as a loser. So if I go to the ISPs and carriers, we're going to have way less, but they should be mostly profitable, okay? So again, we have way less carriers that were being targeted, but you can see from the carriers that were being targeted, I mean, there were some that were doing quite well, and some might just not have enough data, okay? So you can see that Virgin Media, the ROI on that was 138%, okay? The EPC was 21 cents. Sky Broadband, ROI was 159%, EPC was 23 cents, TalkTalk was 248%, ROI, EPC was 31 cents, okay? And again, we're only paying 9 cents for traffic. And I mean, Tiscali, Ben, on B Unlimited, all these kind of other carriers, they just hadn't really spent a lot, okay? And then that's why, if we go to open up cost, so we open up the cost, you can see that these carriers here, like Tiscali, only spent $33. Telefonica, O2 UK, they only spent $13. So all of these carriers, they didn't really get much traction. So what we might do is we might just try and focus on this, and then might try and increase our bids to try and get more traffic from these carriers. Okay, But and again, what I could do now is I can start to really think about trying to max out these carriers as fast as possible, so I can go to other traffic networks or even the same traffic network and target more sites, but target the carriers that are winning for me. Okay, and then by that way, I'll be able to get more traffic from these carriers, and they might do well as well. So that's exactly what we do to be able to try and optimize a campaign. Look for the winning elements. I mean, it could be carriers, it could be operating systems, it could be banners, it could be landing pages. And then once you do that, you want to exclude everything else and then follow the traffic light bidding strategy. Okay. So this is just a quick case study to show you guys exactly what I did before and to show you guys exactly what happened afterwards. So you guys have a very, very good understanding about the idea of optimizing and the idea of looking at your campaign. Even if it's losing overall, if you have some elements that might be winners, you can just focus on those elements that are winners, scale them up, and make a massive amount of money, make all your money back, and there's some. Okay. So I do apologize as well if I sound ill. I'm a bit nasally today, but again, hopefully you guys got the concept. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm definitely going to be maxing out these carries as much as possible. Okay. So if you want Mr. Opulent, I'm going to see you guys on top.